Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another gear review. I've done a lot of these kind of recently, and so I apologize for the no tutorials recently. I'll get to those hopefully soon. Anyways, we're doing another gear review coming in from GVM. They just sent me a pretty cool package. Now, GVM is a great video maker. Now they make a lot of lighting and a lot of different kind of things out there. I use a lot of GVM on the fly here, my key light, my backlight. I also use it on my sliders and all that kind of. They're all from GVM. A shout out to them for giving me some stuff that works on a budget. You know what I mean? They sent me this case right here. Now you could be thinking this is a lot of things. Is it a slider? What is it? You know? Well, let me show you. It's actually something maybe you wouldn't think about this, but check this out. We got something pretty cool. Now check this out. Yeah. Oh, that's bright. Let me tone that down. All right. Well, now I have this thing sitting at 5% brightness, so you can kind of see what's going on here. But we got these tube lights, and I'm not just talking one. I'm talking two of them come in a pack. So that's pretty neat. And maybe this is something that is something you've always wanted. But hey, get excited because we're talking about these today. Now, these are the GVM BD-100s, and I'm talking, this thing goes for, I think like $400, and you get a set of two. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about other film gear out there, whereas something like Nanlite, they offer the same thing, but you only get one, and it costs about the same price, if not more. So, yeah. So you can see right here, the BD-100 coming in from GVM. Now again, this is at 5% brightness. You can already see how much it's illuminating my face. And now I'm on a Sony a7S, and my ISO is at, what? I'm at like 250 or something like that. And then my f-stop's at 1.5. So maybe that can help you out when determining how this is going to look for you. So before we get into the specs of this thing, I'm going to quickly just unbox the rest of the packaging, and we'll see what we get and show you guys exactly what you're gonna be getting when you get the BD-100 package. And yeah, you can actually get this in a set of 4 or a set of 2, so keep that in mind. Inside of this is where you get your two lights, and up here you can see you can kind of see that I can slide these right on into these little soft case things that kind of keep it all nice and snug on the inside of this case. It's not a hard case, so keep that in mind too, that it's a soft case, so you got to be kind of careful with it, that if you were to bang this around, you might damage the light on the inside. You're gonna get yourself 2 AC power supplies, and they're pretty long. I don't really know how long they are, but I think like they're like, 10 feet or so. 2 AC power supplies, so you can keep this thing running all day, although they have batteries inside of them, so you don't have to worry about always needing to plug them in. But if you needed to run these things all day, like maybe you want to plug them in. So it's also going to come with a little manual and some, some guides and stuff to set it up. So lastly in the case, which is actually tied down with some Velcro straps, you're going to get this little bracket, which is used to put these lights on a stand. All you got to do is go ahead and just pop these lights into the bracket and put it on a stand, and you're good to go. Now you can use this thing as a single light source, or you can put both tubes on here, and now you got 2 tubes. So you got a little ball mount adapter here that you would tighten down. That would lock it into place and keep your lights, tight. So if you've ever used GVM products before, you kind of know what you're going to get here. Let me just go ahead and just quickly run through exactly all the different modes you get. So to power these up, all you got to do is press and hold this little power button, and you're going to get a little LED display that says Great Video Maker on it, and then the light will turn on itself. Now on the back, you got a bunch of different controls here. You have an M, you got some lines, and you got some plus and minuses, a lock button, and a settings button. So yeah, let's just cycle through all these. So you got your up and down. That's literally just your brightness levels or changing the hue or saturation of anything like that. You also got your little double arrow button. Now that's going to cycle through your different modes within a specific mode that you're in. So if you're in RGB mode, you'll cycle through the hue, saturation, and brightness. If you were in CCT mode, then it'll cycle through the brightness and your color temperature. So I can sit here and hold the minus, and we'll slowly start to change this into a warmer light until it eventually gets to as warm as it'll go, which is 3,200 degrees. So this thing will do 3,200 degrees, and it'll go up to 5,600 degrees. So also, besides color temperature mode, you have some scene effects here. And right now we're sitting on candles, so maybe this would look like a flame or some sort of, a campfire or something like that. So now we got TV. I have the brightness set to like 14%, so it's pretty dim. If this was off to the side and you didn't really know, maybe I am watching a TV over here, and maybe I'm cycling through the different channels and whatnot. So there's TV mode. Then you got yourself a little cop car action. So, maybe the police are coming after me. So there you go. Now you got some RGB kind of business where maybe, I don't know, a squad car is off to the side and you want to add some little some lights to it, or pretend like there's a police car next to you, or something like that. Lightning mode. So it looks like now we got some lightning strikes that are happening up in the background. Pretty cool, man. Looks like we got a bad bulb here. So maybe you kind of pretend like this is above, and maybe it's a horror movie, and maybe the lights are kind of going in and out in a way that makes it kind of spooky or scary. So you got yourself party and disco mode, and that's gonna kind of cycle through the colors and whatnot and give you a little bit more of a party vibe, if that's something that you're looking for as well. Kind of cycle through all the RGB. We got paparazzi. So, you know, much like lightning, this one would just be kind of like, you know, maybe they're taking my photo like, ah, yeah, I'm too famous, man. Kind of like our last video that we did. So this thing does one other cool thing that maybe you're not really thinking of, and you can actually hook these two up. Now that it comes with two, you can actually hook these up and control them both at the same time, utilizing one of them. So you got this thing, and unfortunately, called master and slave. So the master you can set to be one of these lights. Let me go ahead and switch this on over. So now that we have both lights on here, I'm gonna take this blue one here, and we're gonna set it to master. And now that this one's set to master, we're gonna turn this other one into the slave. Now, if you go to the menu option, you choose it over to slave mode, and now anything that you do on this light should be affected on the red light here. And so now you can see here, we got both of our light sticks doing their thing. So now we're in RGB mode, and again, if I start to change the color on one, it starts to change the color on the other one as well. So you have the master and the slave. So the master controls everything, the slave does whatever the master wants. I know. Lastly, there's another thing you can do here. Now, on top of master and slave, you also have app. Now, the little thing will say application here, and what that'll do is it changes it into work with an app. So I'm actually gonna make this one an app, and I'm gonna turn this one into a slave, which will hopefully slave off of the app. So if I turn this guy over to slave, we'll leave it like that. And now when I try to adjust any of the settings, I can't change anything because it's the slave. It can't do anything that it wants to do. I gotta control it. So utilizing this one right here, I can actually open up my phone and open up the GVM app. So much like my backlight up in my my ceiling here, you're gonna get a bunch of different options in terms of what's available and around you. So you just go ahead and tap the little connect button. It's gonna do a little pinwheel, and after a second, it loads up into the guy here. Now, again, let me go ahead and show you these guys. Again, we are one's in slave mode, one's in app mode. So if I come over here and I click on the color temperature, I can sit here and change both of these at the same time. You can see there's a little bit of a delay with the second light there as it's being slaved off of the main light here. So I'm controlling one of these lights, which is then controlling the secondary light. So again, I can always cycle through the different scene modes. So we'll go over to maybe party mode. We'll leave it on the RGB. Now they're kind of cycling together. And if I want, I go back to a color correction mode or color temperature mode, you know, change the brightness or whatever I want to do here. Now, again, we are sitting at 12% brightness. And if I stand these up, I can boost these all the way to 100%. And you can see just how powerful these guys are. And again, cycling through the different colors and whatnot, you can really see how much may help you out in terms of your own lighting. You can already see how powerful these might be. And on a given set that I've worked on, you know, sometimes I'll sit here and I'll go to the color correction mode. I'll switch it to maybe like a greenish, maybe yellow hue here. I'm gonna put them in the adapter, and maybe I put them both above me and kind of make it feel like maybe I'm in a fluorescently lit room where I've done a few interrogation scenes where I can maybe show you an example here. I needed to make it look like we were in like an old school office, like a police station, and this was kind of nice. But yeah, basically I put these lights straight above an actor. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It made it believable that maybe it was kind of like a gross, kind of dingy room. And if I make them even more green and dial down that saturation, it kind of does about the same thing. Holding this above, like maybe this could be, you know, the fluorescent tube lighting that maybe you would find in like a, you know, a library or something like that. So yeah, I mean, you have a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can do with these lights and how much they can affect your scenes and whatnot. And for filmmaking, I use these a lot, and now I'm looking forward to how am I going to use these for streaming. So, you know, maybe I'll just put one of these above me and maybe one in the background, or I don't know, maybe I'll just start becoming famous on TikTok and do a bunch of lightsaber videos or something like that. So I ended up taking both of these lights out to a film set where we record actors creating scenes for their reels and whatnot, and we ended up using the BD-100s here to light our actors and make them look as good as we could. Now, it was actually really cool. They performed super well, and the battery, I still had plenty of juice at the end of the day. I'm talking like about a 6 to 8 hour day, and these guys kept going all day. Now, I'm sure if you were constantly having them on, maybe it would drain a little bit, but you know, we had them turned off and on in between different, you know, different sets and takes and stuff. So keep that in mind, that this basically lasted all day on a single charge, and it never really got to a point where it died on me. So I'm very impressed with the battery life of these guys. Now, again, it's little LED lights, so I don't know how much these are actually gonna, you know, affect the battery performance depending on your brightness and all that stuff. So, you know, I was using this around, I want to say like 80% when I was utilizing these lights. So yeah, it was pretty cool. The only thing that kind of bugged me, now it's very kind of small and possibly dangerous, is that when I plugged in the power supply sparked on me a few times. Now, I don't know why it did this, but when I went to plug in, a little firework kind of shot out the bottom here. Now, it was pretty small, but it was still noticeable. So when I went to go connect power to this thing, it did spark out. You know, maybe it's only on my units that had that happen, but it did happen, and it was a little bit of a shocker at first. But again, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like it shot a flame out. You're not going to burn your house down, I don't think, but you know, keep that in mind that it did do that, and I tried to take a little video here so you can see it. But overall, these guys right here, for the price that you're paying, the $399, what a solid deal to get two of these tube lights that you're seeing a lot more, you know, professionals use on sets nowadays for music videos and Instagram and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. You're seeing a lot more of these kind of tube lighting on set, which is pretty great, and they're so versatile. And if you've worked on set before, if you've ever used a Kino Flow, much like a Kino Flow, but a digital version of that. So pretty cool, man, that you can just charge it up. You don't need to plug it in. You just bring it with you on the go and, you know, set it up wherever you need it. Put it in a car and make it an ambient car light. Put it on a train. I don't know, man. You got to figure that part out, man. It comes down to filmmaking, how you want to use these lights. So pretty cool. Shout out to GVM, great video maker, for making yet another affordable, solid piece of lighting tech, as well as they got some other tech out on their websites and Amazon and whatnot. So go check them out, man. Now, again, right now, these guys are going for $399, and that's on sale. So they do go back up to $600 at some point. So maybe go ahead and lock yourself in with some RGB lighting. So pretty cool, man. Tube lights. They offer in 2 lights as well as 4 lights. So go check them out. Great video maker. Check them out on Amazon. They got a lot of you know, products over there. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Like and sub. I'll catch you on the next video. These things are awesome. I got to go figure out how to use them. So all right, you take care now. All right. Yeah. Peace out.